actually let's call it what it is, Nora. The society we live in just is still not yet ready for career women.
Yes.
The friendship came. The friendship came before everything else.
Wow.
So even when everything else fails, we fall back on the friendship. So post friend, marry somebody you have something to talk to when you're old.
When the love dies.
When the love dies and the children move away. Mtaambiana nini in your 80s. I'm a career girl. I have my own mind. I am a sole decision maker. Nikiamka niamue leo nafanya A, B, C, D. Naamka nafanya A, B, C, D. Because I was diagnosed with a condition called spinal stenosis in 2022. Hiyo complicating issues. Haya wao wenyewe sikuwa naosha. Sasa huyu ni wangu, siwezi peana aoshwe. At some point lazima ndajioshea, so I also have to learn. I have to learn kusikiza, not sleeping like I'm competing with the dead. So it was quite a transition, but I am grateful I had a good support system.
Wow.
My mom was on hand to really help and guide and, just hold my hand.
Wow. Welcome to Nila Baby Shop YouTube channel. We are a baby shop, but we want to do a different storyline. We want to make motherhood enjoyable and want to have a space where mothers can tell their story about motherhood, about themselves as people, about themselves as wives, and this is a platform that I have the most amazing mother that I've been able to get. She's amazing. She's beautiful, just like you can see. And I want to give her the chance to introduce herself. She's lovely Mama Boys. Yes? Karibu sana sweetie.
Thank you so much, Nora. So my name is Catherine Mutuko Mali. I'm a woman of many hats, but most importantly, I am a mother to two amazing boys. It's a full-time job and I love it. And when I'm not mothering, I have an 8 to 5. I work for the good people of the country, the Republic of Kenya, the Ministry of Interior. But I am glad, I'm happy, and I'm excited to have this opportunity to share my motherhood journey, encourage another mom out there, and make the journey worth it.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you, and you're welcome.
Thank you so much for having
me. Feel happy and be at peace. You're such an amazing soul.
Thank you.
Oh, you have catch up just before the interview. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Get stories.
Of course.
You're looking beautiful.
Thank you so much, doll.
Oh. Black is beauty.
It's a comeback thing. It's a comeback thing. It's a comeback thing. Vampires. Black don't crack.
That's
a black don't crack. Thank you.
I feel we have covered so many stories as a country and the whole world, but we don't have a space where a mother has to feel a mother.
Yeah.
A mother has to express themselves without the other person feeling like, no, they are sharing so much, or yes, sorry, see ukweli. Where, but one thing I know about motherhood is that we all go through it differently.
Yeah.
But there's some level where we intertwine. We are, like we experience more or less the same thing. If your experience is not my experience, kuna mahali tu tutapatana.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we want this space to be very free. I know you're able to talk about motherhood. I know, I think the biggest responsibility that I have had to do as a person is motherhood.
True.
Doesn't come with a manual. You see, when you get a new job, there are guidelines.
Yeah.
There's someone to train you and tell
SOP.
You know, they are raised. But in motherhood, it is you on your own. Yeah, I tell you, my kids, Calpo works on my kids. It doesn't work for your kids.
True.
So it doesn't have money. Gambling too, in the mud, and you come out of it. So, karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy to have you. I am extremely humbled, and thank you for honoring us and coming.
Thank
now,
you.
to our storyline.
This
is motherhood. But of course, before motherhood, there is you as a person.
Yes.
So there is you, Mama Boys, before the boys. Before, of course, there are 3 boys. You know, yes.
Boys. Oh, hey. Hey.
You're
don't remind me, I'm mothering everyone.
The 3 boys.
Yes.
2 small boys
and
one big one who is even,
yes.
I don't want to spoil that. So there is life before the boys.
Yes.
How was life before the boys?
Life before the boys.
Yeah.
I like to think of myself as a first generation Nairobian. Actually, I am a first generation Nairobian, but my parents were born here. Ironically, both my parents were born in Nairobi.
Hujakatiwa
ushago task. Hey, don't give me problems. Me, I'm a city girl through and through. I was born in Nairobi. I have been raised in Nairobi. I went to school here. I went to primary here. I went to high school here. Then after high school, I did 2 years of A-level in Uganda. Yeah, then I came back to Kenya. I did my first degree at University of Nairobi, special education. Then I went on to Catholic University to do law. Special education, sign language.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I had I was in A-level. I was doing A-levels when we experienced population violence in Kenya. And I remember reading some stats that the highest number of casualties were deaf and dumb people because they couldn't hear. Their communication was broken down in that they couldn't get real-time real-time experience of what was going on, of the crime that was going on. So that's what drove me to actually do that. Was what drove me. It was actually a pet project. I wanted to be able to understand what these people say to each other and how to be able to speak to them, being able to engage and interact with them. So I actually now put law school on hold. I did sign language, then came back to do law. Because of course I was also trying to figure out, do I want to do law, do I want to do journalism? I was torn. Eventually I settled on law. It seemed like a lot more fun.
I think we should have tried journalism. Anyway, sorry for another day. We all have dreams that we can still chase. So that is you, and then
so after that, life as it is, I practiced law for quite some time, and then eventually I switched from private practice into civil service. So I've been in the civil service now for about 5 years. From 2018, should be about
that's 5 years.
That's about 5 years. Yes. So boy A came into my life. Boy one came into my life. We have an interesting relationship. I think we are more friends than we are even a couple.
I have noticed that. The few minutes that we've been together, honestly, it's evident, and you're not even trying to force it. It is not the one that it's just, vibing naturally.
The friendship came. The friendship came before everything else.
Wow.
So even when everything else fails, we fall back on the friendship. So post friend. Marry somebody you have something to talk to when you're old.
When the love dies.
When the love dies and the children move away. Mtaambiana nini in your 80s? At least me, I know I have my bestie for life. In our 80s,
look, the craziest things
in our 80s, we'll buy a motorbike. Tutanunua senke. Takuwa nanibeba hapo nyuma.
That is at 80.
At 80.
When your great grandchildren are still doing themselves.
Yes.
Well, because it's your friend.
No. Tumemaliza kulea, tumemaliza kutafuta, tutatafuta ka motorbike. Tunabebana tu, tunaenda raundi mwenda. Now in the interim, we are blessed to be raising 2 amazing boys. Our oldest is 7, turned 7 this last month, on the 23rd. Then we have a newborn who was born actually on the 23rd. Both my kids share the same birthday, by the way. Me God, no. Ideally.
How do they share birthday, honestly?
Funny enough, we actually hadn't planned for Jessie. We hadn't planned for our second born. So it's purely coincidental. Because we actually found out we were having a baby after we had just received a diagnosis for a spinal condition I was having. So we can't really say we planned. So yes, we actually found ourselves at a crossroad. What do we put on hold for the other? Because I was diagnosed with a condition called spinal stenosis in 2022. Towards the mid of 2022. That's when that's when I got the diagnosis for the spinal stenosis. Yes.
That's because it's something that women need to be enlightened about.
Yes.
But now you are transitioning from yourself now to where? 2 people now, the first one, the first boy, the second boy now.
Yes.
What I just kwanza.
Yes.
Now they have come into your life.
Yes.
You are a career woman.
Yes.
Okay. You have your own goals to run.
Yes.
Now motherhood has come. It's no manual. Motherhood for a small boy and the adult boy.
Yes.
Tell me, how was the transition?
Wow.
You just because I know so many mothers out there are going to be first-time mothers or a first-time mother, and the transition is very hard. I have been there, and I know how hard transition is, but it's also easy for other people. So, maybe how has it been for you?
I think nothing would have prepared me for the transition. I mean, I'm a career girl. I have my own money. I am a sole decision maker. Nikiamka niamue leo nafanya A, B, C, D. Naamka nafanya A, B, C, D. See, I'm not consulting anybody. Suddenly now there's someone I need to consult, to engage in. It becomes dicey. It takes a lot of adjustment. And of course, there's a stereotype. Female lawyers don't get married. Marry at your own risk.
Ideally, it's not. I don't want to sound like a feminism, but there's just a scare for career women. There's just scare for career women. There's just something about it.
It's that notion.
Not 100%, but there's a. Can we give it there's a 50% of where as career women. There's that balance. Actually,
let's call it what it is, Nora. The society we live in just is still not yet ready for career women.
Yes,
it's still not yet ready.
Bluntly,
there are people who still feel that you're in the wrong place. Yeah, like the way you're existing in your space, they feel like you're sniffing the life out of them for existing in your space, and then that boils on to now career women. So you find you're being picked on. Utaolewa lini? Utazaa lini? Unaendelea kuzeeka. Awangaliangi jua. You
Ni kama yetu ndio inaendanga peke yake. Ni kama jia wanaume imesimama.
Yeah, so it was I can honestly say it was quite a huge transition. Now of course I'm a non girl, I'm a last born, I'm a daddy's girl. So transitioning from that element
last born amshauti wangu.
Tuongele
I have to maintain my tone low.
Teremsha sauti. Teremsha sauti nani? Teremsha sauti commands usitupatie. Hatutaki pressure. You request us slowly. Kindly please, tulikuwa tunaomba kama inawezekana uende jikoni utuletee maji ya kuku. Take us slowly. Kukua last born ni kazi ngumu. Umeshaikuwa last born ukajua venye mtu uchoka.
Sijakuwa lakini mtupe tu break.
Please, we are tired. We are tired. Leave us alone.
Unajua when last born ni David anaweza kataa kuendelea. We are sorry. I apologize.
You're learning. No pressure.
And we withdraw and apologize.
So you see, I was coming from a place where I am daddy's girl, center of attention, but now I have to accommodate the wants and needs and plans of another human being. It was quite a transition. It still is, actually.
It is.
It never stops.
Every day.
I
you
find
understand what you say.
And sharing your life with somebody gets to a place where you need to find a balancing act.
I need to strike a balance. If you do not,
if you become a hardliner, it will not work. If you lose yourself, it will still not work.
Yes.
So finding a balance where you exist within your flesh and this person exists within their flesh and you two of you are able to meet somewhere in between was not easy. But I'm grateful, again, like I said, friendship is a backup plan. Friendship is always a backup plan. So at least we have that to fall back on. So raising Jaden was challenging.
The first baby.
The first baby.
Was the first baby planned?
Yes.
The first baby was planned. So there was no issue ya kumwambia baby unajua kama periods hazijakuja. So the excitement for both of you. I felt like I was ready for motherhood. Psychologically, emotionally, I was at that place in my life where I was ready to be a mother. And again, I see a lot of young women get so frustrated with having children. Reason being, you didn't have a child for yourself. You had a child for your partner. So even when they are failing, where you expected them to meet you, you become frustrated. But if you do it for yourself, you're ready for whatever comes.
Psychologically, uko tu na psych tu. Yani unajituma, umejituma ile mbaya. Uko ready, umejituma, una change diaper, unaenda umejituma. It will not frustrate you. So with Jaden nilikuwa nimejituma sana.
And it was planned, so it was not a oops baby. Though, you know, a woman can never be everything, you know.
You can never be 100% ready.
Yes.
Like I've said, I was a last born. So I had never dealt with a small baby. Pasi akiwa wangu. Of course, my brother has older children. My brother has 2 big boys. So I was what do you call it? An additional mom, because I was there. Leta nikusaidie kubeba mtoto. But you know, akianza kulia, mama.
That's where you draw the line.
Mizigo yako.
So that's where you draw the line.
Hapa, diaper ndakubadilishia, ndakuoshea, ndakubebea. Akianza kulia,
ni wako.
I revert back to owner.
Now it is back.
Now it is mine.
It is
Hakuna
yours.
Back to sender, hakuna nini.
I'm
the sender. So it was quite a transition, but I am grateful I had a good support system.
Wow.
My mom was on hand to really help and guide and, you know, just hold my hand.
Wow.
And then I was
Big
also,
up, mom. You didn't watch this.
Definitely she will watch this.
Thank you so much.
You are an amazing
Thank
shush.
you.
So she was an amazing shush from the get-go. She was there. Mtoto ashikangu hivi, mtoto hanyonyeshangu hivi, mtoto anatolewa hewa hivi. You know that time mimi sikuwa na ikipeana naona tu ameshikishwa. Sijui kuna kitu inaitwa burping. Sielewi kuna burping, kuna juu sinyonyeshe kama umelala, sijui mtoto atafunikwa mapua na boob suffocate. Hiyo complicating issues. Haya wao wenyewe sikuwa naosha. Sasa huyu ni wangu, siwezi peana aoshwe. At some point lazima ndajioshea, so I also have to learn. I have to learn kusikiza, not sleeping like I'm competing with the dead. Where?
It was a roller coaster.
Women need to be given hardship allowance.
We need.
Motherhood
now
drains
Jaden has
you.
come, of course you're a mother. Those few challenges are very, very normal. But I also understand now when a baby comes into our life, you see also, we do get a job the other time and go for dates and, you know, have fun and now she has come. She has changed your relationship with your partner. One, she has your hubby. She has also changed your life at workplace. Of course, your schedule at work has also changed, and even how you interact with people. You see, you are no longer having time for friends and other friends will interpret like, anajifanya sasa hataki kuja kutembelea. Now we start one by one. We go where did it affect your relationship with your partner? Did it affect your work? And did it affect your social life?
Wow. Okay. As far as partner goes, no. But now, social life, yes and no. I'm not really I'm an extrovert. You could easily mistake me for an extrovert, but ideally I'm an introvert. I would be very happy to do nothing inside the comfort of my home a whole weekend. I think I lived my life. High school, living in another country on my own. I lived my life. I think I rioted. I finished that part. Then the career path I had chosen, or the career path I was practicing or existing in, didn't really give me a lot of free time. I mean, you are at work from 7 in the morning, sometimes even as early as 6 in the morning, till sometimes very late into the night. So by the time I get home, I have read case law, nimeandika sijui nini, nimeshinda land registries Nairobi, Kenya, nimerandaranda, nimetoka Kajiado, nikakuja town, nikifika kwa nyumba, I want to take a shower and sleep and end there. This is now before the baby.
Yes,
so there wasn't really much of a social life for me to lose when the baby came. But of course with friendship, with association, it changed. Because when you're not in the same place, you don't get it.
Yeah, sure. You don't understand why you've called me for a coffee date, but I am not available.
Yes.